Guys, I want to say thanks to Z Workstations. We're editing all these videos on our dual Xeon rig. Now the thing about Z Workstations is they use HP workstations, they customize them, they have way more options than HP. They're easier to configure than just about anybody out there on the planet, and they don't make you jump through a lot of hoops. And plus, they are lower cost when compared to the same thing on the HP website. So if you guys need a workstation, check out Z Workstations. Also, thanks to ASRock, be sure to check out our coverage on their AMD and their Intel products. All the links for all this are in the description. So InWin has gone back to the basics and created a new piece of art, the Z Tower. So this is like a vortex built out of very thick aluminum. Like some of the areas on this are extremely thick. Now, this is difficult to make. In fact, they often break the tooling. They said they can make a few of these before the tooling will break. But you know, when the tooling breaks, that makes it very expensive. So there's only gonna be maybe 100 of these made. Don't know the price yet, but it's pretty crazy. This is the black version. The other one had a Kun mod on the inside, but the black version is just very sleek. I don't even know what this looks like. It looks like something from Spawn maybe, but like it's a little bit of a vortex, a little bit of a tree. You know, nothing moves here. You've got a nice, large, I guess, area to build with on the inside, just open air. Who's going to build a system in this? I want to know. Who wants to build one of these? We got some new RGB fans here. This is the Aura Ego fans. Now the idea with this is that you have the square area around the fan all illuminated. There's 16 LEDs in total. There are 4 on the inside there around the blades, and then the rest of the LEDs go all the way around the outside. You can hook these up with your motherboard, or you can use a fan controller. Either way works just fine. This is the Crown line of fans. You got a 240, I'm sorry, a 140 and a 120. And the idea with these is a little bit different. Instead of having the individual blades, you've got the entire thing moving. See that? The entire thing moves. Gives it a really interesting look right here. It's pretty nice. Yeah, I like that one a lot from last year. So if you're hooking up to your motherboard, you can use the motherboard controller, or you can use their controller and use this software. It's actually really sleek and clean. Not too bad. Coming out later in the year, they have these handy gamer cases. Fit your mouse, keyboard, accessories in there, take it to a LAN party. Just a convenient, nice thing. Hey, EK Water Blocks is hanging out over here. It's pretty. All right, so, you know, a lot of like lower end motherboards do not have like the RGB output, or even like a lot of the decent motherboards that are not focused on aesthetics, they don't have the RGB, but you want to be able to control your RGB. Well, this power supply has RGB inputs, but it also has right here on the back an output. And what are you going to do with an output? Well, you're going to plug it up to your fan hub or your other RGB elements, your RGB strips, and then on the back there's actually a button that allows you to change the RGB. Right over here. Go ahead and mash it. There we go. And this will change everything that is daisy chained to this, because it's just a standard RGB output. It's a really interesting idea that'll allow you to get some customization even if your motherboard cannot do it. Pretty cool stuff. Also, these are 80 plus gold. So we've seen a few of these. This is also a nice small SFX power supply. And this one is 700 watts, 80 plus gold. There you go. Yeah, I'll show you the fully modular there. Just sleek and small, 80 plus gold. And I know we showed you guys a platinum one earlier, but the gold one is definitely going to be a lower cost option compared to the platinum, but you're still going to get 80 plus gold in a tiny SFX footprint right there. So we found SilverStone, and I wanted to see what they've done over the last year. Turns out they've done quite a bit, so let's take a look. This is the LDO3, guys. We've already gotten it naked, you know. We just started off naked. That's where it's going to go anyway, right? They changed it up. Last year we saw this, but power supply was right here on the side. Kind of a weird spot, and it was all like acrylic, plastic. So now they've changed it up. Now it's tempered glass, making it look a lot better. We moved the power supply down to the bottom. And then we also have room now for 2 120 radiators in here. One on the bottom and one right there. We've got a 90-degree mounted motherboard back there. You guys can see it glowing away. And then we got a spot for a graphics card on this side, and you can see it through the tempered glass and over here. And you can see if you get the fancy SSDs there with the RGB, you can see them right through the side. And then here's the way it looks when you take the top off. You know, you access all your stuff. But then when we put the top back on, you can go ahead and put it back on if you know. There you go. All your cables are cleaned up now. You can't see them. It's got a minimalist but still aggressive aesthetic. And then the side panel goes back on. And there you have your tempered glass with just a slight edge of aggression, since it's a micro ITX case or mini ITX case. Not too bad. SilverStone's really been focusing on SFX power supplies, and they've gone, I don't even, this is ridiculous right here. This is the SX700 PT, 700 watt. It's tiny, I mean, it's SFX, of course. Look at this little guy. Fully modular on the back, 80 plus platinum. Say that one more time for you guys. 80 plus platinum in this size with 700 watts. Didn't think it was possible. So then we've got the gold version right here, 650G. Probably a little less money than that. They didn't say how much it would be when it comes out, but you know, you guys will keep an eye on it. It'll be out later in the year. And then take a look at this one over here. This is a very small ATX power supply, 750 watts and 80 plus platinum. Just for reference, this is one of the SFX power supplies, only slightly bigger than the SFX. So this in your case will give you 750 watts and plenty of extra room for other activities. It's also fully modular and platinum. Really interesting stuff there. This is, I guess, one of the main benefits on this is you have a slightly bigger fan, so it might be a little quieter. But you know, small cases, small things, yes. So last year SilverStone was showing off these M.2 enclosures, and everyone was like, hey, give me NVMe, come on, man. And they were like, yes, you can have NVMe, right there it is. So this is a little bit bigger because it's more complex. They had the controller going. But this is going to be fully compatible with NVMe. There's the, or this is the model number, I'm sorry. That's it, that's the model number. MS11, it's not fully ready yet. We can't open up the insides, but this is it. They're making it. Here it is. Got that Type-C connector right there. That feels really solid. God, that feels solid. Screws on the bottom, but the rest of it is, the top part is just one big piece all the way around to the bottom. A couple small screws right there, and then you're good to go with your NVMe M.2. It's pretty. Mobile and treasure storage. Okay, we got all kinds of like external enclosures right here. And this one is the one I want to highlight. That's dual NVMe right there. And it's Thunderbolt 3. So you got two NVMe M.2 in there. That's pretty crazy. Got a dual hard drive dock right there. And then over here, what is this, Justin? What you got here? Yeah, IP68. Let's put it in the water. Yep. I like the fact that the cable is connected right there, so it's not going to be a point where you have, like, you know, some water being introduced into the system with the connected cable. It's USB Type-C. There you go. Cool. I spoke to Nostradamus and he said the future is nasty. In a very good way. I don't know. Just some more NAS puns, all right, everybody? We stopped by ASUSTOR. It's a joint venture between ADATA and ASUS, but they are largely independent in the way they do things. We saw their stuff a few years ago, but they've come a long way. And in this video, we're not going to go over every single product and every single feature of their software because it's just too much. We're going to just kind of BS a little bit, joke around, and show you guys some of the cool new stuff. And then you can tell us in the comments what you want us to dive into a little deeper and what products you want us to do reviews on. So let us know in the comments. Let's get down to business. This is the AS3204 version 2. Insides are really sleek. I like that little cage you got built around. Riser with all the hot swap. Tell me more.
Absolutely. So yeah, you can also, this new model also features 2 gigabit Ethernet ports. You can aggregate them for up to 2 gigabits worth of speed if you want. Yeah. Or you can use that as a fail-safe as well too, as a backup. Yeah. You can also, you can plug the HDMI into the TV I just told you about right now. Yeah. So this one's HDMI 1.4B, 4K, 30 frames a second. It does well. We're
gonna mount a drive remotely, so this is your drive at your house somewhere
30
else, right?
kilometers away.
All right, so 30 kilometers away, there's a drive somewhere.
There's my NAS at my office, okay?
Right.
So we gotta go back to the hotel, upgrade all of them. Okay.
All right, can't see. Okay. There we go.
So it's done. Now,
okay, now it's connected.
Map drive. Okay?
All right, now we're mapping drive right in the software.
We got my computer. We got
right.
C, we got D, and we
all
got
these drives here, ready to map.
Let's map a drive.
So you're mapping it up right now.
Yeah. So
brings it up.
I want to look at my.
Can you just map a certain folder as a?
Yeah, pretty much. You do one of the shared folders and map the drive. So I'm going to use.
All right, video. All right, video's mapping it to E.
Yeah. Map it to E.
You guys ready for some magic here?
And it's done.
Blam.
Wham, bam, thank you, man. So here's the Big Buck Bunny demo. So I can look at it. You see in my computer, it's right here. It just looks like a normal drive. I go to property.
So that's pretty awesome, man.
It's just 10 terabytes. Of course, I want the best.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So, I mean, with what I've been doing right now, I've had to go, and I mean, I can do this myself, but I've had to pay, for an additional piece of software to allow me to do this, and I've had to forward the ports myself. And you said this one, the software will forward the ports for you. It connects to your routers. Most routers out there, I know a lot of our guys using DDWRT, OpenWRT, or they're using like PFSense.
I haven't tried every router, of course, obviously, right? I mean, I have my own little ASUS AC66U, had it for years, lovely thing.
Not bad.
Yeah, so I go into the thing. Here's the Big Buck Bunny demo. Obviously, it's going to be a little bit of latency,
Well, because we're here at this event right now. Yeah. Also, the internet here is a little bit saturated to Computex, but we're still mapping it pretty quickly.
I'm going to paste it to the desktop, okay?
Nice. So that's pretty cool.
So it's going to calculate.
It'll take a little while.
It's going.
Actually, the internet here is faster than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, 10 megs a second.
Yeah, not bad. So anyway, that's not bad. You could stream it at 10 megs a second. That would work. Yeah. Well, not bad. All right, so here's the GUI.
Yeah. So
logging in just straight through the IP.
So if you want to set up the Easy Connect this thing here, right?
Yep.
You got to go to Easy Connect, and you set up a cloud ID, and you just use your normal admin and password and whatnot.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Got your apps and everything there. You got your QR codes.
Yeah.
Cool. So this is like too much to go through in a 5-6 minute YouTube video, but we should get one of these and play with it, make some tutorials. I think that'd be the thing to do.
Absolutely. One thing you can also show the fans is that ASUSTOR.com has a live demo where we have it set. We have the software.
Right.
We have the software on the website in its HTML format, so it works just like the UI.
So you can log in and try out the actual UI. It's a Linux distro, I imagine, that you guys created?
Yeah, it is, yeah.
Yeah, so you guys can log in.
You get a live demo, right? It goes here, it's got the username and password. You can't change nothing on it, but of course.
Nice, sideload stuff if you want to, guys.
Yeah, you can.
Awesome. So check it out.